I'm going to start with a little story. It's a story, one of my dad's favorites, so I mean, that tells you it's old. He's been gone for, gosh, almost 22 years. Whatever. There was a man who pulled up and had a flat tire right outside of a mental institution. I think they call it a loony bin insane asylum way back when this story was originally told. Doesn't matter. And so he gets out and pulls off the hubcap, jacks up the car and takes off the lug nuts and puts all the lug nuts in the hubcap. There's one nice one for that. All the while, there's a guy like this, hanging on the fence. I mean, this guy's, doing this, and then he's switching the tires out. He's rolling the tire up. Boom! Kicks the hubcap. Lug nuts go flying into the weeds. He'll never go find them. So he's scratching himself. And the guy's on the fence. And so finally the guy on the fence says, "Hey, mister." The other guy looks up. "What do you want?" "Hey, mister, why don't you go around to the other 3 wheels and take 1 lug nut off of each and put this wheel on, and that'll get you to some place where you can replace the missing lug nuts." The guy looks at him and says, "Well, that's a good idea. Why are you in there?" And the guy, "I'm in here because I'm crazy, not because I'm stupid." Okay, and that's why I led with this story. Okay, here is this man in an insane asylum, and probably rightfully so. He was either a danger to himself or others, and he needed to be here. He was there because of a mental problem of some kind, not because he's stupid. He gave a good piece of advice, and a man follows it, gets the wheel on, gets down the road, gets more lug nuts. He's good to go. And how many of us would have listened to this crazy man? See, that's what we do. We want to shoot the messenger. We can go into sacred scripture. I didn't bother getting the story out. You can look it up for yourself. God spoke to Balaam through his jackass. Okay? And St. Thomas Aquinas, working from that story, tells us to take the truth wherever we find it. Take the truth wherever we find it. So, in other words, if you tell me something, my question is not what manner of person you are. No, my only question is what you're telling me true? In other words, is it in accord with the facts? That's all I care about. Doesn't matter who you are. And this brings me to a question that was recently asked me. I was asked if everything in Vatican II is false. I basically reject Vatican II as a whole. It's simpler. But I have studied Vatican II. And I can tell you right now, there are true statements in Vatican II. In fact, I may make a video or two where I can use some of these true statements that even contradict the spirit of Vatican II. And I've noticed it's been a while, but actually several people were posting things on the liturgy. Vatican II did not call for altar girls or this, blah, 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 blah. And it gives this long list. And first time I read that list, I said, yeah, I've read the decree on the liturgy, which is where that would be. And they're absolutely right. Vatican II did not call for any of those things. They all flowed from the spirit of Vatican II. So in other words, they're telling a true statement. And someday, I think I saved one of those pictures and make a good opening for a video here where I could discuss these matters, okay? Even Martin Luther said some truthful things. That I know, because I've seen them. As for, let's say, Arius, I have not seen them, but I have not seen much of what Arius actually said. I know more of the story surrounding it. And so, what we need to do, stop shooting the messenger, because that does not invalidate the message. Let us say I could prove to you. Well, we'll take a look at Paul VI. I have a lot of arguments against Paul VI, and so do a lot of you who watch these videos. And yet, he said some true things, such as the smoke of Satan has gotten into the church. I think that's an absolute truth, actually, gotten into his church. All right? And people have quoted that, said, well, even he's pointing it out to us. And so let us consider only the message, not the messenger. Because that doesn't change anything. And so I'm going to ask you a question, Galatians 4:16, that St. Paul asked. Am I then become your enemy because I tell you the truth? If I am become your enemy because I tell you the truth, then the love of truth is not in you. And in 2 Thessalonians 2, which is good to read the whole chapter, I can't tell you the exact verse, God says, to those who do not love the truth, I will send you the operation of error to believe lying. And that might be a subject for another video. Because everything you see on the internet is not true. Well, may God bless you all. And please don't shoot the messenger.